What's up YouTube, this is your boy G, back in another video. Today we're just gonna review another projector here from ZEEMR. This is ZEEMR D1 Pro. Shout out to our friends at ZEEMR for sending this out to me. So they reached out and advised that they have a new product. Very good box here. In front, it's just the picture or the image of the actual projector here. It's pretty heavy though, right, for a portable projector. So here you will see it says ZEEMR Smart Vision D1 Pro. Product type projector, that's the model number. But this is 4K decoding, right? It's supporting 4K decoding, basically like Runbow T6 Max that we have. Keystone correction, close light machine, and master sound. So very minimalistic. And on the other side, it's basically the power specification, auto bolt, the size, and the brand name. So let's go ahead and check it out. Quite heavy. That's the projector, but there's another one on the bottom. I think this is the power brick. So we do have the power cable, the actual projector, HDMI cable, remote, and some paperwork, and something that we can sniff all day. All right, so these are the contents of the box. Again, you do have an HDMI cable here. It's just a standard HDMI cable. September, right? Pretty new. The manual is pretty thick. It's not a booklet, but it's more of like an actual guide, right? It's pretty big, but you can definitely keep that for your manual needs. This is the remote. Let's go ahead and check the remote here. Pretty standard, right? It's like the other ZEEMR remote as well, like a smart device remote, right? Batteries are not included, mind you, so you will have to purchase your own set of battery. And of course, you do have the power connector here, the power adapter. So there are two parts, power cable here, and then you do have the power adapter, which is pretty big. It's an external power supply. All right, let's go ahead and check the actual projector here. Ooh, that's very stylish, I say. I'm kind of digging it. So there's plastic all over the place here to protect it from scratches. Let's go ahead and peel them off. Piano finish, as you can see. Let me remove this as well. All right, so we got a projector here. It's very portable one. It's a very small one. So right from the get-go, you do have the projector, the lens. It's pretty good. On the bottom, there is some writings here. Of course, the ZEEMR logo with D1 Pro, right? HDMI, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, all the good stuff. Again, that's the model number and the manufacturer address, and then nothing much. You do have a tripod mount there. On the side, there's nothing explained, but I can see a speaker, right? If you notice, there's actually a speaker inside and another one here. So the sound will be good because you do have a true stereo setup, unlike the other one. They're just either in front or in the back, but this one, it has both left and right, so pretty good. In the back, there are some vents here. I assume that will be on the heat spreader or the exhaust for the heat, while this one are the intakes, right? Or vice versa. Now on the back, or at the top first, you do have the focus. It's actually a manual focus. Some logo there, ZEEMR logo, Smart Vision, and then the capacitive power button there. On the back, you do have the power connector, one HDMI port, and this time it's actually labeled HDMI. Now I'm very interested in that one. It's not labeled HD or AB like pretty much other Chinese cheap, Chinese projector out there. It's actually labeled HDMI, so I'm wondering if it's supporting true 4K, decoding from like Prime or Netflix or something. But you also have, of course, the USB-A and some infrared. Minimalistic, but it's a little bit stylish. Let me go ahead and set it up on my projector screen there, and let's see the picture quality. By the way, here are the specs of this projector. So I'm going to put it here. Just go ahead and pause the video if you would like to check it out. But here is the specification, the full specification for this ZEEMR D1 Pro. All right, so now this is the UI for the ZEEMR D1 Pro. Now I put it in here on our bedroom So it's very small. It actually replaced my Wanbo T6 Max there. So I used to have the Wanbo T6 Max, but I just replaced it with this. And mind you guys, the Wanbo is 14,500. I purchased that for 14,500. And this one is, I think, around 9,000 only in Lazada. But I did replace it because this actually offers more, right? I'm gonna discuss that to you. But let me show you first how it looks like. This projector is not a smart projector, right? You will go to the Lazada and you might see that it says it's smart. You know, it has built-in Netflix and whatnot. But I will tell you right now, the more recent, right, the most recent product or releases that they've got did not include such stuff anymore. It's just all projector. When you boot it up, it looks like this, right? I'm just showing you right now with some lights on the top there. I'm gonna turn it off in a bit, but can you hear that? So the volume is currently on 38. If I set it up into 100%, listen how loud it is. You hear that? It's ridiculously loud. I cannot use the built-in speakers because, you know, I mean, I do have an external speaker connected, but if you can hear that, the system sound, it's very loud, right? The speaker is not playing on this projector. So let me turn off the light. Again, I'm just showing you that it's still visible with the lights there, right? So I will go ahead and turn it off. And it looks like this. It's pretty bright, right? Let me walk you through the options here. First, we do have on the left side, we do have HDMI. That's the input. So it only has one input, and that's the HDMI. If I go there, I'll be able to boot up or get into my Fire Stick TV. That is the most recommended setup for this one. You have to connect it with Fire TV or Me TV, anything, you know, media streaming device. Now here you do have an iOS cast. If you happen to have iPhone and if you want to cast your phone, you can also do that. It also has Miracast for Android phones, so you can definitely cast your Android as well. It says it has movie here, photo, office suite, and music, but all of those are basically just shortcuts for USB, right? If you click on the movie, it says please insert USB, kind of like a media player. Photo, media player, again, office suite, if you have any documents or anything, and music, again, media player. So all of those are pretty much just shortcut, right? Shortcut for USB file. Now, if you go in the upper right corner here, all you have is the settings. Right in the settings, you do have Wi-Fi settings. Of course, if you want to set up the Wi-Fi, connect it like that. I'm already connected right now. Right below that, it says system upgrade or system update. So if you want to check out if there's any latest upgrade, you can also install something there. Local update, restore factory settings. You of course have the Bluetooth settings. So if you want to connect a Bluetooth speakers or Bluetooth headphones, you can do it there. Down below, you have other settings. So you have a couple of settings here. Just boot source option if you want to boot up something, you know, like a different device. Power on, schedule shutdown. And then you do have the projector settings, which is one of the most important settings here. It offers a couple of options, right? So first is projection mode, front desktop, it says, and then Keystone Advanced. Now, if you check the projection mode, of course, you can set it up by a front, back, you know, like inverted if you install it in the ceiling. And then Keystone Advanced, you can either set it up on side, so you have 4-point keystone there, or you can just put it front and have it zoom. Now, watch this, guys. So I'm going to adjust this. So it zoomed out and it's quite big. Now let me turn on the light here so I can show you what's, I don't know if that is visible, but you see my screen is the one that is really bright, right? My screen size is the one that is really bright, and that is actually a 120-inch projector screen. That is like an anti-light projector screen, and that is 120-inch. Because if you notice, I do have the bathroom door there, and that is just humongous, right? And if you realize, the actual projector is actually exceeding that. So if I go to the digital zoom here, let me show you what I'm talking about. You can actually minimize it. You notice, right? So that's the actual screen. It's so huge that the 100% of it is actually exceeding my 120-inch screen. So I will now have to purchase a bigger one, maybe 140 or something. So my Wanbo projector is a little bit smaller than this, but this one is a lot bigger, projection on the same distance as the Wanbo. So that's one reason why I replaced that, because this means that it just became bigger, right? So my room is now really like looking like a home cinema or something. So again, it has 4 keystones. You can select to do that. I now adjusted it to be on par with my screen. Lastly, you do have the about. So about's just showing you the system version, Android version, whatever memory. So it has 16 gig ROM like storage, and then 1 gig memory, and so on. Android 9 it says. So that's pretty much it. It's like a customized version of Android. You don't have anything else. So in order to make use of that, again, you have to put it on an input, right, or something. So I have a Fire Stick TV 4K. Now let me show you how it is better than my Wanbo T6 Max, right? You will notice that when you go to the display, it now offers 2160 by 60 hertz. It officially, right? And that's the biggest thing. Wanbo is not officially supporting 4K. It does support 4K, and it's built in YouTube and some files, but it doesn't really support that in HDMI. But this ZEEMR D1 Pro is actually officially supporting 4K HDR. Now, if you go to the HDR here, dynamic range settings, it's even supporting HDR, which again, Wanbo doesn't, right? The Wanbo that I had before will just always show HD, right here. It's just gonna show HD and all. It's not gonna accept 4K, even though the device can actually process 4K. But in this one, since it's officially supporting that, it's allowing 4K HDR, right? Which is just awesome. It also does that on Amazon and Disney. All right, Ultra HD HDR.
I do love Captain me some bad guys. Wait, civilian in play, repeat, civilian in play. Sniper, rooftop. I leave, he's gonna follow. I need you to go with Barry someplace safe. You're a shitty house guest, you know that? How the hell did they find us? She's good.
right, so that is the ZEEMR D1 Pro. This projector is just 9,000 pesos, around 8,900 something, Philippine pesos. And it doesn't have smart capability. Again, doesn't have built-in Netflix and all, but I don't think that is bad, or that detrimental, because again, there are Xiaomi boxes out there. There's mirroring, as you've noticed. There's Fire Stick TV that is extremely cheap as well, which is extremely powerful. So I would rather use a Fire Stick TV into a projector like this. And if you notice, it's super good in the color, right, reproduction. The HDR is just really doing wonders on this, right? Having of around 8,900 pesos only for having a 1080p native resolution. However, it is essentially 4K HDR, right? A native resolution is just 1080p, but it does support 4K HDR, and everything that you view is on 4K HDR anyways. So it's gonna do some super sampling here, and it's super awesome. Look how beautiful the color reproduction is for a projector like this, right? You see it says 4K HDR on the top, right? That is just awesome. I love this. I'm now replacing my Wanbo T6 Max with this, and this is even cheaper. So if you ask me personally, Wanbo or this, absolutely this. But that's all for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Click the like button if you like this video. Comment down below if you have any comments, any thoughts about this video, or any suggestion. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet to my channel. As you can see, I review a lot of products. I unbox a lot of products, so to help you in your purchase decision. But that's all for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, and see you on the next one. Peace.